Okay, you gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. Okay, hang on. All right, hang on. Oh my goodness. We are home today. We are on the farm today. I'm going to open up a couple pieces of mail. I'm going to open 2 today, and I have 2 or 3 more envelopes to open up. So what we'll do 2 today. I've got a little bit to talk about. But first, I'm going to film a little bit of the back deck. And I think this is kind of exciting, right? From that back deck, I can see down into the Bigfoot mid patch, way west and south to the Bigfoot mud patch. With the P900, Nikon P900, I can zoom into that 2-mile location. And as well, from my back deck, I can film a big area of our north pasture. So that is kind of exciting, right? That's kind of exciting, right from my back deck. We're a little bit higher, and we can see a little bit better. I just want to say hello to Doreen. She had gotten me the T2 Pro IR thermal camera. There should be nothing throwing heat. It's almost like a portal. On my back deck, I'm thinking this is an ideal situation. I know a lot of people say, well, you can use those in the daytime too, but when you have everything hot from the sun, you don't get that really good thermal signature coming through, right? So, but anyway, let's do that. We'll do the mail. I've got a couple things to talk about. And are you happy, dog? He's a little hot today. It's quite warm today, and he's a little bit hot, so he's been hanging out in the shade here. Oh, the flies and the bees. Oh, he's a bee killer. We get wasps flying around, and he's eating them. And he, just in the past week, I bet you he's gotten stung about 6-7 times. It doesn't stop him. He keeps doing it. He keeps going. Yeah, see, he hears something down at that southern tree line. We're looking at my back deck, folks. It's not complete, but as we make our way up, this was my mom's. For her, it was in her garden, and I built a little frame. It's advice from the garden. Sow seeds of kindness. Good rule of thumb. These snowshoes that I hang up here, they were my dad's. And I pulled them out. They're very, very old. And I cleaned them up, and I did a little bit of relacing. And what I found really interesting is his dad had used actual wire, small electrical wire, to patch these up. And probably while he was using them out in the bush, out in the trap line. And look who's down here. Oh my goodness. Thanks to one of my subscribers. I believe that. I really truly do. And there's the other snowshoe. And we're going to be sitting here. And I may shoot a few videos from here. My big old diamond willow stick here. I got my roof up. My roof's up. Little tin roof. I'll show you the benches I made. I made all these benches out of leftover wood, that all the cut off pieces. And I want to talk a little bit about these stones that I have under my benches. That's lava rock. And this one here is a petrified, and if I'm not mistaken, this almost, I'm not an paleontologist or archaeologist or anything like that, but If you look at that closely, I could swear that that's petrified bone, a dinosaur bone. I'm not sure though. I don't know for sure. And then we have a very heavy piece of petrified wood. You can still see the knot in the top there. Very heavy. Are you coming all the way up, little lady? Come on then. She's coming up. There she is. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me a minute. There's two here, and I believe they are sisters, right? I believe they're sisters, and they're constantly competing and fighting. As you could hear, they're chasing each other right now over there in the trees. I'm sure as I'm opening the packages here, they'll be on me and wanting cookies and talking to me, so we'll have to put up with that as well today. All is up, and we're good to go for winter, right? We're good to go for winter. I wanted to get this done before snow. That way I didn't have to worry about it. And like I say, I've got 4 locations I can film from my back deck. There's always something happening here on the farm. And I'm kind of excited to use that IR thermal at night, right? From here, from the back deck. All right, let's get started. We had about 4 days of nice cool weather, and then it warmed up. It warmed up and it's hot. It's hot, but it is the season, right? Nice, breezy, dry, hot weather. Good for the farmers. They can get all their crops off the field. Your ears open. Always, usually when I'm talking, there's noises. We may hear, sometimes I hear wood knocks, vocals off in the distance. I don't know how much we'll hear with that microphone facing my wall here, but maybe it'll bounce off. Yeah, so it's kind of been tough, right? I had a T-47 on my hat. For the people that are in the U.S., right, the world is watching, and the U.S. has always been a beacon of light for many of the nations of the world. It was built on very strong Christian foundations. So we're all watching. We are all watching the goings on there with the elections and all the campaigning, and you know, the issues there with Biden and now Kamala. They just kind of inserted her into a position, and normally there's a process for positions, campaigning, and then the people's vote, right? That made a lot of people uncomfortable. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel right. And seeing a lot of the issues the U.S. is having in their country, we're having up here too in Canada. Our right to choose, all of that stuff is being threatened right now, and it's really concerning a lot of people. But the world is watching, right? The world is watching what happens in the U.S. because most often whatever happens in the U.S. starts to take place in all the other countries. Europe is talking about the exact same thing that I'm mentioning right now. There's a lot of the countries there that are watching the U.S. election because they're afraid. Whatever happens there is going to create ripples within the pond. Not just a small pond, a large pond around the world, right? But I don't want to go too much into politics. Everything's so politically charged right now around the world, around the globe. It's so politically charged. There's so much instability that it's scaring people, right? And a lot of people they don't want to get involved, and they just don't want to think about it. And I think that's why they come to a channel like mine, because I do try to keep that stuff out. Other than, you know, I had that on my hat, and wow, right? Wow. Not just within the comment section of my channel, but I had emails and messages, and I had about 5 emails. Oh, I'm unsubscribing to you. Your disappointment to me now. Like, it was unbelievable. They wanted to cut ties with me. That's concerning, right? That is. I remember when it used to be so simple. I mean, you were either on this side or that side, and most people were in the middle, and there wasn't a big argument, there wasn't a big issue. And now it's a scary scene in the political arena right now. People are scared. A lot of people are angry. A lot of people, they're confused. They don't know what to believe. I go with my heart, and I go with the empath in me. It's 10 for 10, 100%. It's never let me down. It's not a liar within me, right? It's the truth. pick up things that are underlying and that you don't see and that most don't see. And that's what I go with, right? And that's just my opinion. I'm not pushing any political agenda on anybody here, other than just, that's what I'm feeling. So, and I wanted to put that on my hat. I work very hard at putting that on my hat, and then you just get the attacks, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is, and those people, they just, it's strange. And I mentioned it in my comments how people can turn any situation into it's all about them, right? It's about themselves, and it's about them, and it isn't about the greater, larger picture or the person that's actually right in front of them. And they can judge me harshly if they want. I mean, it's no skin off my back, right? A lot of that stuff doesn't bother me. I mean, if it comes in numbers like it had there for about 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, I was just getting bombarded by these attacks and these people, right? And it was coming from all the platforms, and it's just crazy how it all happens at once. And the difficult, and I have to shut everything down. I have to shut down. I shut everything down. Take a break, take a breather, step back, reset, and then I make my way forward again. That is the one thing that the Bigfoot over the years have been teaching me most, is patience. Patience. They are so patient. And I always say they're on Bigfoot time. It's not when we want it. It's not when we want something. It's like people praying and expecting their prayers to be answered immediately. That's not in God's timetable, right? I think space and time is different out there than it is in our man-made world, right? We're by the clock. We're by the clock. We're by the calendar. And even the calendar is all backwards. Not so much backwards, but it's not right. I'll talk about that one day. I've got some information to share with you. It's old knowledge, right? I think I got a little friend here. You got to come up here, Mama. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, it's just so politically charged right now. Up here, everywhere. And it's kind of difficult. Just a good example, just me putting that on my hat, what it did, right? It's a good example of that political landscape. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. But these people, for whatever reason, feel they have some sense of superiority. It's a false sense of superiority, mind you, but they just, this is them, right? It's almost like they come through like they are victims and they're the victim, and if you don't fall in line, it's the cancel culture, queer theory, wokeism, all that stuff. It's all out there, and I don't buy and pay into it at all, right? It's got no, unless, I'm being directly affected by it. Somebody's in my face, right? Do I deal with it? And I can deal with it. And I'm sure it's going to get to the point where we can't avoid it. And I know the Sasquatch, they're very much a reflection of us and us of them. Like when I've been stressed or I've had anxiety or I've been hurt, my past 2 losses here with my mom and my sister in the past 2 years, they experience that with me, right? They're picking up on our energy and the energy that's going on in the world. Trust me, they know what's in their own way. They probably understand and know what's happening, but they're watching from the outside, just like I am, just like we are as Canadians watching what's happening down there in the U.S. elections, right? Coming up here in November. We're watching, we're worrying, we're hoping, and we're praying for you. And we're not the only country, just so you know that. We have a lot of free trade happening up here. We have the largest, longest, freest border in the world between our 2 countries. We're very much connected. We're very much mingled together in so many ways, right? These Bigfoot, these Sasquatch, they are here with us in both of the countries, and I'm sure same thing. They've got family on each side. To them, that border means nothing. But there is, the whole idea of sovereignty, our sovereignty as a nation. Same with the U.S., their sovereignty, your nation, right? You are a country We do need borders. We need borders. We need to protect our land and our people, or we become nothing. And there are people who wish that. That's the scary part. They don't want borders. They don't want. We have up here, and I see it happening down in the States too. There are groups that are trying to erase our history, right? Take away our history. There are bad things in our history. We still got to remember so that we don't make those mistakes a second time. And seeing that's what's happening, right? We're going to remake the mistakes that we've already made. We're just going to, it's a repetitive, vicious circle and cycle we need to break. And in order to break that cycle, we have to remember. I just wanted to kind of clear that up. I don't want to turn this into a great big political thing, issue, channel. This is about Sasquatch, but trust me, they are worried as well because they're picking up our worry, right? So it does affect everything. It affects everything. The whole world vibrates when we vibrate, and it depends on what kind of vibration and energy we're putting out there. There's consequences for everything. But let's go. Let's get busy. I've got 2 packages here to open up. And like I say, I've got about 3 more envelopes, and I'll do that another day. Yeah, I didn't mean to. Sorry for rambling that long, but okay. First, before I open this is coming from Patricia, and I believe Idaho, maybe Idaho. I better put on my glasses here. Okay, she's got a little letter, and okay. August 5th, 2024. Hi, Robert. I had messaged you earlier on Facebook Messenger to get your mailing address so that I could send you this Bigfoot hat and some note cards that I had made with my art. I just thought you may like them, and I am sending them in appreciation for all inclusive and genuine manner in which you put your channel together. I enjoy watching it during lunch. It's actually kind of mesmerizing, especially when I feel stressed. LOL. While I may not see or hear everything that you do, I'm not there, so how could I? She has in brackets. I really like going on your adventures because the wooded areas are very similar landscape to where I live and explore here in North Idaho. The plants and trees are mostly the same. It is a different approach to interaction with the clans that you have, and it is nice to see someone just sharing rather than trying to prove something. And I love how you value even the smallest things in nature, as I do. I don't expect you to wear the hat to visit the clan, LOL, but it is warm and functional, not just quirky. Maybe you will find it useful while doing your farm chores, or to turn a few heads at the grocery store. Keep doing what you're doing, and be careful out there walking in all that deadfall. It must be even more difficult while wielding your camera. And thanks for mentioning the range of the Coolpix 900. It spurred me to get one, and I love the zoom capability, although I still rely on my older Nikon to take more macro shots and fast action, insects and wildflowers. In friendship, you take care, Trish. Is this your artwork, Trish? Artwork. Okay, it is Trish's artwork. Each card. And she's got a little write-up on each one. And this one is titled Hairy Man. This one, Watcher, Sasquatch Territory. Watcher, Sasquatch Territory Nightfall. Oh, these are just amazing. Try to get rid of that shine. Hopefully. Okay. And Spirit Sasquatch Baby. Some people are so talented, right? Oh my goodness. Now we gotta see what's in here. She said, quirky. I remember you sent me a picture and your brother was modeling the hat. Look at that. Look at this. I wonder what they would do if I had that on my head. that I think, I'm pretty sure the ladies at the post office are very familiar with this one, like Bigfoot mail that I get. So we'll see. Maybe I'll wear this and see what they have to say. She's got a web page. She's got a website, and you go check it out here. Very good, right? Oh my goodness, sisters, pretty amazing, pretty amazing. Okay, let's get into number 2. And like I say, we'll just do the 2 today. Down the road, I'll do the second mail video. I'm not sure. We may shoot it out here too if it's nice. Are you okay? Come on then. Come on then. Come on. I only got one left here. Here. You're so good. Package number 2. Thank you. Are you a hot dog? Are you hot? Is there something in here for you? I wonder. And this is from Montreal, Quebec. Montreal, Quebec. There. Is there something in there for you? Let's see. I think there is sound. Kitty treats. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, I think that's a mixed berry. Yep, that's mixed berry. Okay. Yeah, he smelt this before I even opened it. All right, Sammy. Let's see what else is here. Are you ready? Oh my goodness. Just a few. You can't eat the whole bag. Not the whole bag. Okay. And Frank Polson, I believe is his name. Yeah, Frank Polson. Very nice. Very, very nice. Frank is self-taught artist who produces works of unique beauty. He is from the Long Point First Nations in Quebec. Frank is a self-taught artist who produces works of unique beauty which is relevant to today and in accordance with his heritage. For the last 4 years, he has worked at developing his unique style in the medium of acrylics. He has rekindled his fond memories of many pleasurable and educational seasons spent on the trap lines with his father, and has tried to capture those wonderful memories on canvas among the glorious sunsets and the sounds and feelings of the wilderness, days and nights. Trap line, hitting home here. That's hitting home. We grew up on my father's trap line. These were his trapper's snowshoes, right? We grew up in the trees. And, there's a lot of people. I think there was one video I shot, and it was where that whitetail buck, I found the skull and the horns on it. And I was so preoccupied with the Sasquatch and the energy there and the vocals and everything that was going on. And I had mentioned it being a muley deer, and there were people that tried to use that against me, right? That, oh, you say you're in the bush, you're so much in the bush, and you don't know the difference between a muley and a white-tailed buck. That means nothing, right? It means nothing. I know the difference between the two, and I mean, we grew up. That's what we ate. We grew up on wild meat. I come from a long line of hunters and trappers, right? It is what it is, and people, they're always trying to find that little thing to take away the legitimacy of what I'm doing or what I'm saying or the truth that I'm sharing with all of you. I get it. I understand that, and again, it is what it is. You can't do nothing about these these kind of people, right? But it's a lot of jealousy, it's a lot of envy, what have you, whatever it is. It's theirs. That's not mine. Right? It's theirs. And I have a little lady here. Okay, you gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. Absolutely persistent. Hang on. Okay. Off you go. Alright, I better put some over there for you so you're not on me. And there's something else here. I can't get over Sam. I hear you, Cass. One of my does is over here. There's another little envelope here. I think that's it. I hope I didn't miss anything. Oh, and it's got oh, these are socks. Yes, and there's something else in there. That's a bracelet. Sterling silver, I believe. Wow. Check that out. Socks. I don't know if you can make them out. There's a Bigfoot on there. Very good. Very good. Such thoughtful people I have as subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you both, Trish and Kat, for your mail and your gifts and your thoughtfulness, right? I really, really appreciate it. There you go, folks, coming to you from my back deck. Me and Sam and the little squirrels and everything here, right? Thank you all for being here. And again, if there's anybody who wants to send me a pin from my backpack, for those that are new, that are just coming on board, I have been asking people to, the ones that would be interested and are into something like that, to send me a pin of where you're from, what part of the world you're from, your town, or country, or state, or county, what have you, province. Let me know a little bit about who's sending it, a little bit about yourself. I will take that pin with me on into the trees with me to see the Sasquatch. That's what I've been doing, and I've got quite a few on my backpacks. Again, I truly believe it's all about your intentions and the energy that's with you when I go out there, and I'm carrying a lot of energy when I go out there with those backpacks, and I've actually had orbs come and check those backpacks out. I've filmed it. But yes, that's what I'm doing. So if there's anybody else that wants to come on board with that, send me a pin, a little letter, let me know who it is, and it will come with me into the trees. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you. And again, thank you, Trish and Kat, for these wonderful gifts. I appreciate them. And stay tuned, stay safe, and I will see you in the trees. Bye.